Man, everybody, listen, if you can catch me again. Skynet is doing what it want to do, y'all. Skynet is tripping. So, look, if you catch this video, this is part two of the video we just were trying to finish up on a Sunday. Long story short, I'm going to be over at Kevin Samuel's channel later tonight, joining in on a panel talking about class. I'm just bringing up the rear from yesterday's show, talking about the differences in class and money, because a lot of people, from the 100 emails I got, which wasn't too bad, I thought I was going to get a lot more emails. A lot of people didn't get it, which is fine. And a lot of people were like, whatever, yo, I can just make more money and travel and pick ladies up and it'll be great. And something Glenn and Cameron had been saying, but he took his disruptive male channel down, is any American guy can go over to Dominican Republic and Brazil and Philippines and Thailand and show 20 American dollars and get attention. It's different levels to this, right? And the same thing goes with when I was trying to just talk about class and income, and the fact that I had a lot of friends literally leave college, go buy a townhouse with $3,000 from their parent as a down payment, also come back home to, jobs already there. And people are like, well, whatever, it doesn't matter. But it does. It does matter. It really, really does. And it changes the scope of how you look at work, and if you're bitter, right? And there's a thing I was talking about, seeing a lot of African Americans start 5 to 10 years later than everybody else when it comes to home purchases. Same thing with Hispanic kids, same thing with a lot of people, because the starting is younger, right? The starting should be 23, 24, 25, that first home ownership. What a lot of people don't understand is when you leave college, you actually, if you have a job offer letter that says, hey, this person's going to get paid $50,000 a year, that is you don't need pay stubs, you don't need W-2s and all this other stuff for multiple years. You actually can use that job offer letter to get into certain type of home payment, home mortgage options. So these are just some things I was just trying to blend into the conversation, because it is so layered and it is so thick. And the fact remains, when I talked about my friends getting the townhouses and having $3,000 from their parent, everybody started getting up in arms and saying, well, Ericka, everybody's parent doesn't have $3,000. In the scope of things, if your parents are in their 50s and 60s and can't get access to $3,000, that's a problem. And that was part of me just trying to have the conversation as well as I possibly could, right? So if you guys can hear me, put a 1 in the comments. I'm not seeing anything on this screen. I don't know. It's saying I'm back live, but if I'm not, I'll find out quickly here. So let's see if I can scope your conversation. Anyway, well, I'll go on to the top. Oh, I can see you guys. I can see it in here. Sorry, it's not showing on my big screen, but it'll showing here. So what's up? Yeah, we back. Yeah, I'll be on 7 Camille's show later tonight. Okay, New Orleans in the building. What's up, everybody? Yeah, so the key to all this, what I'm trying to get you guys to see, is credit just plays into the role. It gets you access to a little bit deeper, right? And someone said before the stream went away that the 4-hour work week really helped them look at how to make money and how to travel differently. And I think that's why you're seeing so many people go crazy about the points and traveling with points, and they're so obsessed with chase cards, and it's kind of like they're getting a piece of the conversation, but they're not getting the whole. And that's why I wanted to bring out the difference of the traveling CEO and the right? How you'll see families who, they do business in 2 different towns or 3 different towns or 4 different towns. It's not because they had all this capital. It's because they were putting in work while they're in those different towns. And that's why I really wanted to bring it up. The whole traveling on your laptop lifestyle and freelance. If you Google YouTube right now, you'll see several YouTubers who are saying what happens to freelancers in a recession. There's even people already I'm trying to be careful here. They're already trying to figure out how to get out of Asia back into the United States, or at least have some kind of backup follow-up plan, right? And there's been a couple YouTubers who 3-4 years ago, they came home. and bought homes in Seattle before it went really crazy. Bought homes in Las Vegas, bought condos that they Airbnb when they're not there, because freelance is beautiful, but the travel CEO method is completely different, right? It's still freelancing, but it's different because you've niched down 3 cities really hard. Same thing with, there's a girl who edits other people's YouTube videos. She's editing YouTube videos across the world, right? Like, she was in Europe for like 2 months. Again, like, that's her being a traveling CEO. That's not her being a 4-hour work week where she's scrunched and scrounged all her pennies to go stay in a hostel. It's a different concept. It's a different way of living. Prime example, I was telling you guys about my friend who father was military, mom was of course Asian. Not of course, but in the scenario I'm giving, she had a flea market store, and people were just kind of like, "Oh, your mom has a flea market store," but him and like probably 8 other Asian kids I knew from when we were at East Carolina, and some who didn't go, they all had 20, 30, 40, $50,000 American Express cards coming in the mail when we were at college, and everybody's like, "Whoa, how?" Of course, their mom would run up and come get it, or say, "Shred it, or send it to me now before I get you," and all these really crazy things. And come to find out, it's because their moms had been putting them on as authorized users since they were 16 years old. So by the time they're 18, technically they have 2 years of credit, even though technically the bureaus are supposed to respect the fact that this kid was underage. Long on the story short, if you look at some of the testimonials coming out of the Tai Lopez, Stephen Credit King's videos, a lot of these guys are saying the exact same thing. I was 19. I showed my dad the videos I'd been watching, and he put me on as authorized user because he knew I was serious. So these kids are showing you cards that aren't even theirs. They're just authorized user. And some of them are using the techniques to get ahead. Now, again, earlier I was saying, if you're from the Brio Credit Company, or if you're any of the other 2 companies I help run with credit repair, it's about 179 of y'all are going to get all kind of emails this week, but don't be afraid. We're just trying to hit the holidays. We're trying to hit the credit bureaus in the ankles with the consumer protection. We're just trying to like get in there. It's Consumer Financial Protection Bureau for any of those who are asking, but there's a lot of techniques people can do during this Christmas season, because if you're some of my clients, I want you to be able to get some nice cards by the end of this year, at least by 30th be approved, at least by January 5th, have some cards. So that's what we're working on here. And one of the girls I hired is still with us. Thank you, Lord, because I cannot do all these by myself. And then the other girl we did not have anymore. So we will see uniqueness next year for sure. Dark Man Jeff, it depends on, let me see. Look at some of your guys' questions. How do I determine if a credit repair business is legit? I would love to obtain a small loan. Well, Dark Man Jeff, it depends on what's going on with you. Like, if you're coming here and I've got hundreds of videos on how to DIY your own credit. Like, I even sell on the links. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I can see if I can put it back in there again. Like, you can do this yourself. Like, you can run a credit repair business yourself. Like, I don't ever feel like I'm so more educated than you, but I'll put it to you this way, in a nice way. Results matter, right? Results matter. Personal results matter. A lot of people say, well, Ericka, what you're saying, I can get 609 letters on the internet. I can do this and I can do that. If you could do that, why is your life the way it is? Why is your credit the way it is? And this isn't me being a hater. This isn't me being mean. This isn't being even rude. This is just, a lot of people are getting on this Google mindset. Glenn and Cameron mentioned it earlier today. All these people appear on the internet, but their life doesn't show it, right? Because they're not doing things in the right order. They're trying to skip steps. They're trying to rush. And you can tell it. You can tell from their behavior and their mindset. You just can't. So let me see what else. I know I got it in here somewhere. Hold on, y'all. I'm scared to mess with this internet again after we had our difficulty. Why are you the way you are? What's up, Andre Hatchett? Andre Hatchett, man. So I'm hoping in the future, we'll see if Andre wants to come on, but I think I'm bringing on Charles Ogilby and Nick Taylor out of Texas, and a couple other people I can find to talk about the benefits of marriage for men, because we've had a YouTuber basically say, can you talk about the benefits of marriage? And I'm like, whoa, dude, like, let me bring on some men who are married and let them talk about it in the positive light. So Skills pay the bills. We work though. Yeah. Hey Dre. So Dre, since Dre is here, Dre, do you want to? Let me see. Can I even add you on this? No, this stream is tripping. I already got kicked off once. Let me not. I was getting ready to say, come on, Dre, but I'm like, wait, we've already got kicked off once. Let's wait. So, Dre, I was trying to explain to them the difference between the traveling CEO method and the 4-hour work week. And I used you as an example earlier, though. How like you have your home base in one city, which I said was New York, but your second home base is Atlanta, right? And what's going to end up happening is you're going to have clients not only in New York, but also in Atlanta. You'll start building a bigger and bigger base in your second city. And I said the difference with the 4-hour work week is everybody's obsessed with traveling to Bali and India and Thailand. But when the credit cards run out or the money runs out, now they have to come back home. And the traveling CEO person makes money and connections wherever the city is in. But most traveling CEOs, like just to make that clear for you guys, if your home base is Texas, whatever, I'm just picking a state. If your home base is Texas, don't pick 10 other states that you're going to dominate in. Pick 2, like at max, right? Because if you're in Texas every week with your family, and then you start going to Miami, once a month. Let's just be honest, once a month. Each time you're there, it can't be Club Miami every time you're there. Like you should be spending a portion of your day meeting clients, going to events, connecting with people, meeting people for lunch, that kind of thing. Like right now, I go to Houston. I'm gonna try to go to Houston a lot more next year because there's several people I want to connect with and work with more. So I mean, there's a lot of different ways we can do this. But essentially once you start going there. Now, when you fly to Miami, it's not costing you anything. It actually is adding to your business. So it could be real estate. It could be driving for dollars. Again, remember I was showing you guys on the phone, the Land Glide, not the Land Glide, but the deal machine on the phone. You could be every time you come, drive for dollars for a whole day, take a lot of pictures, start sending direct mail out in a separate market. So now when you come, because you can send contracts anywhere, but again, if you want to know more on that, hook up with Nina's course. Nita has a great course on wholesaling. So I'm just giving examples of a traveling CEO usually has 2 or 3 legs. That's why when you see these people in Youngstown, Ohio, and they're closing a factory up there and they're going to lose like 5,000 jobs, the people aren't even worried. I hate to say it. Some of the business owners aren't worried because they have other businesses in other places. They're not even worried. It's just different. It's layers to this, and I have to be careful when I talk to you guys because I feel like I could say something and I'm skipping over steps, and it's a very important part. So, what's up, Charlotte, Atlanta, Utah? I need to fix my credit. What's up, Kevin Wilson? Howdy. Love what you think. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I told him, Dre. I said you'd be holding workshops. Marcus Muhammad, here's what I was saying. The difference is if you actually look at the 4-hour work week, a lot of those people that are in Thailand and Chiang Mai, they're freelancers. There's nothing wrong with being a freelancer, but I can tell you now, they're already making videos about what happens to freelancers in a recession. They're already making videos about that, right? They're already making videos on those different topics because there's different levels to this. The person that's the traveling CEO is a little bit different than the 4-hour work week guy. And that's kind of why I kept trying to bring it up to kind of get you guys to understand the difference. Like prime example, that military guy who's been overseas and he's been doing Afghanistan and all these different, overseas contracts. They wrote an article on him. He owns like 20 properties in Mobile, Alabama. He's never even been to Mobile, Alabama. He literally just keeps buying properties in Mobile, Alabama. He has a system. He has a property management system, a realtor. All these people work together, and this guy's getting $80,000 a year in rental property income, and he's still in the military, right? I think he's in the Air Force. Yeah, Air Force. So again, I love the concepts of the 4-hour work week. I really do. I'm glad it opened a lot of people's eyes to travel and slow travel. Like that's really the key I want y'all to take out of this is slow travel. If you look at a lot of people, they're like, oh man, I'm going to rush, fly to Las Vegas, come back. Oh my God. Like they're not really enjoying the travel. It's just like, and there's just differences to it. So People want to skip the UMP test to get the 4-hour work week, more like 20-hour week. Oh yeah, and even Tim Ferriss, he lives here in Austin now. He even talks about how he hated that title, but he knew he had to pick a title. And there's 112 of y'all in here. Let's get those likes up. We had 30 likes. I know I ain't got 80 haters, as E. Dean Cole says. I mean, I just, again, y'all sent me a good 100 emails. It was good. I was very proud of the emails y'all sent. Some of them were long and thought out and drawn out. I get you. But again, some important things some people missed. So, Macon, Georgia. Oh, I might have them. Yeah, you're right. So the thing today is, when it comes to super credit, some of the differences. Oh yeah, Sassy Moss and Tim Ferriss did take 10 years to get to 4 hours. Even just the concept of Google ads, like if you guys look at, thank you Andre Hatcher for the $4.99 super chat. If you guys actually look at, there's a blog, I don't think he even does it anymore. It's called like Invest and Learn, Invest, Repeat or something like that. And it's an Asian guy, and all he did is read Tim Ferriss' book. He started drop shipping before it was cool. I mean, he started doing this 10 years ago, y'all. Then the last recession, and he made so much money. He literally wrote his blog one time. He was like, y'all, I've been making so much money. I went on vacation. I came back. I don't even care about doing this blog no more. And I died laughing. Like, he met Tim Ferriss in an airport in some other country, and he was like, dude, you changed my whole life. I just want you to know. So I mean, I'm just saying, he was doing Google ads. He was doing all kind of stuff. But yeah, same thing with Tyrone. If you see Tyrone, I've been doing it for years. I'm not saying the concepts in the book don't work, but by the time you really put in the work for it, you'll see what I mean. So, and congratulations, man. So, I just wanted to make sure that was clear for everybody, what some of those differences were. And I'll be on Kevin Samuel's show later. And I think it's just a layered topic. But again, I just have friends who literally, we have a friend, he hasn't worked a job in forever. Like, he literally has a storefront. He has a storefront, and then it's like a small storefront in the front part, but in the back part, he just sells stuff on eBay and Amazon all these years. I mean, it's been years. How long have you been 18? Yeah, years, maybe 10 years now. So he goes on trips when he wants. Again, that's what I was trying to get people to understand yesterday. I have several friends who go on trips all year long. Like, we have this couple, they're young. They went to South Africa like 3 times now. And South Africa ain't no short trip. It ain't no short trip. They go do long, short trips. Michael Rope, how much money do you retire? Depends on your lifestyle, man. It depends on your lifestyle. Again, like, the guy or girl who owns their house, and let's be really honest, your biggest thing is paying off your house. Now, I know there's going to be some people come on, but Ericka, you still got to pay property taxes on your house. Duh, let that go. Please let that go. Let that little bit of fee money you're paying, let that go. So if you pay off your house and you have like one Lincoln, you ever see older people get a retirement car, get the old Lincoln? It depends, right? So the freedom number is always a combination of what do it take to pay your bills and also thrive. Majority of people, their biggest bill is going to be their rent. You see a lot of elderly people losing their apartments because their rent went from $1,000 to $1,900 over the course of years, and they can't afford that, right? If half of working Americans make $30,533 a year, and then another kind of almost a bulk of people, like another 20% of people, don't even make over 50. They make like 47,000. I mean, just making $4,000 a month, you'd probably solve your problem for a lot of people. How much do I need? Or how much do you need? I don't know. I don't get your questions. If you're asking for me, at this point, I'm retired. This is fun. Like, I don't understand. Like, I'll put it to you this way. Like, gosh, I'll be careful. I'm going to be careful. At any moment I could go sit on a piece of property in North Carolina. If hit the fan and everything went sour, I could go sit on a piece of property in North Carolina and be fine. Like, I mean, there's just different levels to it. I'm trying to make it clear. Like, what's funny is I spent the last 6 weeks from Detroit to North Carolina to in Tennessee, and it wasn't no thing. Like, the show kept going. Do you know what I mean? You need 1 million, in my opinion, to retire. It depends on what you're talking about. The guy or girl who has, again, I want to do the show, but I'm not doing it right now. For retirement, it pretty much is the guy or girl who has 3 rental properties is in a whole different field than everybody else. And I'm being careful because some people are going to be like, well, my cousin Becky, my cousin Jesse has 3 properties. I'm not talking about your cousin. I'm talking about majority of people who have 3 properties that are like getting $900 times, that's their rent. So $2,700 is coming in. The rent alone on those 3 properties is the equivalent of people's monthly salaries. And if you really really look and take a look at what the bulk of people's spending is, it's their mortgage, dude. The cars, of course, and the credit cards, but the bulk of people's living is a mortgage. That's the bulk. And so some people say, well, Ericka, I'm going to be free and I'm never going to get a mortgage and I'm going to live my best life. And I go, you're paying rent, so you're still a big part of your budget. Just stop. Just give it a rest, right? Like, you're still, like, ask the people who are paying $3,000 in DC and $3,000 in New York City. That's a big part of your budget. That's part of why some people are working jobs they hate to this day, because they didn't really prioritize their budget. So 30K in America is poverty. I think everybody should shoot for 10K a net a month. Apple Mac, I could say this all day, but there's going to be somebody in Oklahoma in some town going to be like, I make $5,000. I'm doing great. And I'm going to be like, good for you. I can't fight them, Apple Mac. I can't even get stressed out anymore. I'm not going to do it. You should be more concerned about monthly income for retirement, not a lump sum. Exactly. Andre Hatch is semi-retired. There's several people in our circle who have no job. I can't name everybody who's in our circle who hasn't worked for years. I can't even. They'd probably be pissed. Haven't worked for years. Like, their money works for them. And that was that whole conversation of, well, Ericka, if I just make more money, I'll be upper class. And that's not true. That's not true. There are several people who, if you came, Cal Phillips, DJ Vlad is a culture vulture, and I don't want to even bring him up. Please don't. I might have to block you for 10 minutes for that. I can't stand him. DJ Vlad's like made millions of dollars off the music industry, and then interviews people, and all he wants to talk about is prison and crap. It's ridiculous. So, is it worth getting involved in flipping 1 to 2 houses in Baltimore? That's your life choice. Do you want to flip homes in Baltimore? What's your ultimate goal? I got to make at least 10K to 15. You mean million to consider retirement? Here's a key here. When we talk about retirement, you ever see people go to a job, but they don't have to go to a job? Like, they straight, like, they don't have to. Some of those people are semi-retired. Like, they're doing it for need something to do. I've seen those people. A friend of mine married well and got free house as a wedding gift. Think of all the rent money they saved. Apple Mac, honey, let's just do simple math right now. If your friend married, and I'm just guessing, let's say their mortgage could have been $2,300 times 12 months. What is that? Somebody do the math for me. Let's really like, because people love trying to tell me how they don't need to own no home, and Grant Cardone told them to do this, and it's like, baby, you're not Grant Cardone, and neither is your family. Grant Cardone's father, if you really break it down, he owned an insurance company and had what we would call $1 million home in Louisiana at the time, and $1 million life insurance policy when he died. Come on now. Come on, baby. Come on. Let's do the math here. These people keep saying they started from the bottom, and I'm like, again, that's why people say class doesn't matter, Ericka. You don't know what you're talking about. Class is not just the money, it's the connections that he had to go to that particular school and do different things. Gary V, can say as a child, when he came here, he didn't speak English. Yes, technically started from the bottom. But again, immigrant community. His father got to work at a liquor store that his family knew the person that knew the person, and then could save money and then take that money and buy the liquor store and then turn it into $3 million. I mean, come on, y'all. Come on now. So it just, it's getting a little old. This like not believing what's in your face, in front of your face. Now, again, back to Apple Mac's friend. Let's say the rent or mortgage was $2,300 times 12 months. That's $27,000 they saved this year. What could they do with $27,600? What could they do with it? They can invest. They can travel. They can have a whole nother life. This is what you see in the Southeast a lot. So, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Rock and roll, Dina. Thank you. Let me see what else y'all got. West Virginia and Alabama, $5K a month there, you're a king. Yeah, Cameron talk, I'm not gonna lie, when I was in Hoover, Alabama, it was an anomaly in that area because they were making $92,000 on average income. But you could get a brand new house in Hoover, Alabama for $150,000. 3 bedroom, 3 bath, big old nice home. And these guys were working at, Mercedes-Benz factory around the corner. Mrs. Love Jones said 5K a month is like 1K a month. I can't. Let's see what else we got in here. He just has an illogical reason of paying high rent on homes. Class definitely matters. I know it's off topic, but I don't know. It's about getting a head start sometimes, but it's also using it. Like, there's a guy right now, Timothy DeLong, the dude off it's like the rap show MTV. He essentially has like 1 million subscribers here on YouTube. He married like the half black Latina girl out of California. He just interviewed an Asian kid in Cincinnati. Hold on. And that kid literally took $27,000 out of college, put in the stock market, and then 3 years later had almost $3 million. I mean, and he literally said, yeah, I realized in America, because he moved here from China when he's 16, I realized in America, the 2 ways to get rich is real estate or stock. See, he didn't say businesses, but while I was watching the video, I was laughing my butt off because I'm like, he got it. He got the memo. When you come here, real estate, stocks, and I'll be here on the internet and y'all will fight me tooth and nail. Everybody ain't got to own a house, Ericka. This is how y'all sound. Y'all sound like the woman from Color Purple. Everybody ain't got to own a house. Everybody ain't got to do this. And you're like, honey, stop. Honey, stop. Just stop. You sound crazy. Stop. Timothy Legato. Thank you. There it is. He's Filipino. I mean, it's exhausting because here's the thing. The other day I was wearing that shirt. Y'all know I love to wear the shirt. Stocks, bond, and mutual funds. And somebody came up to me, hey, do you have your card? Where's your brokerage? And I'm literally about to go to a restaurant and eat. And I'm like, oh, man, here's my card. You can catch my YouTube channel. Literally 30 minutes later, looks on it from their phone, emails me and said, where can we invest together? You guys just don't understand. It's a lot of opportunity out here. But again, it's real estate and business based. So anyway, let me keep going. They in New Orleans and both big time lawyers is representing. Yep. Nice, Apple Mac. Congratulations. Battle buddy Bob Hunt. People securing bags left and right. They really are. Like, so there was an article that said if anybody can find it, oh my God, yes. If anybody can put it in the comments, it said there's like 30,000 or is it 70? Hold on. I'm going to pull it up. I know I got it. United States added 700,000 new millionaires in 2017. Let me say it one time. United States added 700,000 new millionaires. 700,000. It's a CNBC article. Make sure I put it here. Now, people are gonna tell you, oh, yeah, da, da, da. Now, some of these people on this list, let's be really honest, some people on this list go off and on the list every other year. I have a friend, his company made $1 million, but after they did all the write-offs and the fancy, incentives and this and that, we only made 500,000. We only made 300,000. Oh, my company really didn't make any money. Like, there's a lot of foolery going on, and so there's some people who keep making the list more than once. But I'll just say that. But if you figure out how much work it would take to get there, it's not easy. It's not easy. And a lot of these people you probably will see are somewhat paper millionaires. They don't have a liquid millionaires in the bank, but they have, like even when I talk about Nick Bear, you see that warehouse probably has about $4 million in inventory. It's valued at $4 million. Is it $4 million? No, probably not. But it's valued at $4 million. So there's just some things. There's some things people really aren't seeing what I'm saying. So Kenzie Ramos, they love saying that because they don't want to take ownership, continue to make excuses. Honey, every day of the week. Shakira Smith, how do you identify? Here's the thing. If you check that video, some of the things I was saying, you have to pay attention. Be careful. A lot of people think a college degree puts them in the middle class, and that is incorrect. That's incorrect. Just is. There's several articles about there was like in 2011, right, like when the recession was recovering or something. That's why I want y'all to read that article. Can manhood survive a recession? There was like 600,000 college-educated white males who had no jobs. And what happens is people assume a college degree means you're middle class. That is incorrect. These definitions they have saying 30,000 to 80,000 is middle class. That's incorrect. I would say 65,000 and up, but not even that. There's a layer to it, right? Where you see these people who say, oh, if an emergency happened, I couldn't have $1,000. I'd have to sell something to get. That person's not middle class. That person is working class. It's a term people don't want to use anymore, but that person's working class. If they stop working, everything goes down. They lose everything. Middle class, as its true definition, should be a person who has enough resources that if they get laid off, they can make it for another 6 months. Because let's be honest, some people, if you lost your job, not y'all on the stream particularly, but y'all know people, if they lost their job in 6 weeks, all their shit would be gone. They'd be moving in with their mom, their car be gone, their stuff be gone. They'd have a major attitude adjustment. That's why I put that whole $1,000 attitude adjustment check video up, because there's a lot of people sitting here pretending like $1,000 ain't nothing. And we all know if they stop working tomorrow, their whole life gonna change. And then again, I've got friends who they ain't worked in years, y'all. I got 2 friends who work from home for Dale for the past 12 years. They work like 20 hours a week for Dale, making 100 stacks. You know what I mean? And I remember I saw this black guy who's been at Dale for like 20 plus years, works in the sales department. He said, yeah, I'm not ready to go home yet. I'm going to keep on working. And that was my moment where it dinged up here. This black man who's been working at Dale 20 years said he ain't ready to go home. And you got other white and other black dudes at Dale who own rental properties and max out their 401ks and don't have paid off Toyota Camrys. Like, if you go to Dale, y'all crack it up. Like, drive by Dale some days. It's a bunch of old paid off Toyota Camrys and a bunch of dudes in there making 100 stacks a year. It's very funny to me. So this is part of why I have this complex conversation about class, because you can get in there and make the money, but if you don't have the connections, if you don't have the investments to go sit down when you want to sit down, you're working class and you're stuck. Again, that's why I made the triangle on the board behind me yesterday. there are people who are making 100,000 a year, but they stuck. They in New York, or they're in California, or they don't have no investments. Like even that article said, 6% of people making 100,000 a year have no savings. That's an emergency. I don't. That's an emergency. Like right now, and I've been saying this for a while. You should have 20 different things in between you and homelessness. And I don't mean 20 cousins. I don't mean 20 family members. I literally mean there should be account after account you can liquidate and liquidate and liquidate till you get to, oh man, it's terrible right now, right? When you start seeing these yard sales and different stuff, like, you know, this one guy said we already have bread lines. And I started laughing and I said, it's true. You cut off all these people on food stamps. Like I volunteer at the Catholic Charities Food Bank. And I just bring food. We move it around. We put the cans up and all stuff like that. Buy like $100 or so over here and there and bring it to them and help volunteer for a few hours. But they'll have people drive up to the back and they get the bag of groceries and we, don't really ask questions. We don't really. And some of the people I see pull up in Dodge Chargers and other stuff, I'm like, this is why the economy is supposed to be roaring. This is why the economy is great. Now, don't get it twisted. I see some old Buicks, some broke down cars, some really bad people in some really bad situations. But I see a lot of people who you're like, wait a minute, that's a 2017 car. You getting groceries from the Catholic Charities? Now, I don't want these people to be shamed. I want them to come get this food because they need this food. But in my mind, I really want to take my card out and go, call me so we can help put a plan together for you. Because all you should be doing with that car, that 2017 car, is Uber and DoorDashing and Instacarting all day for like 12 hours a day till you get your money, right? Because if you have to come here to get this food, that means some like 27 different things felt wrong. I mean, I remember my grandparents saying, if all else fails, instead of getting welfare, you go to the store, you buy yourself some chicken, some rice, and some beans. And we'd laugh and like, oh. But then I thought about it. You're talking about people who grew up in the Great Depression or grew up right after it or were born after it. Family had farms. So again, this is why times are good. You have a lot of unemployed white males. You have a lot of people taking L's. A lot of people just giving up. Like there's a picture meme and people think, oh, it's fine. And it literally is talking about guys can live like this. And so it was a leather couch and a big TV with a game controller. And that was all that was in the whole house. And people were like, so what? So what? Lots of guys live like that. And I was sitting there like, but they don't have to. Like if you living like that by choice, okay, but some of them are like have to live like that. Like they can't afford a whole couch. They can't afford the accessories. They don't know how to decorate a whole apartment. They eating off paper plates all day. Like, I'm a man, I do what I want. Like some of that is do what you want, and some of that is you're poor. You're poor. So I don't wanna let me see what y'all saying. Y'all probably ready for me to shut it up. God word save 7. Thank you for the $10 in British pounds. Thank you so much. Let me see what y'all got in here. Whoa. I missed a bunch. I'm sorry. Land of milk and honey. Working class right now. I'm working poor. Government definition of work class is family income of 200,000. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm working class and I think I can make it 4 months. Charles Ogilvy, putting into work 7 days a week. I see you, E-Dub. Charles Ogilvy, this is fourth quarter, baby. Like literally, I mean, I just want to thank every single one of you who purchase any products or courses. Like we're answering all the emails we can get through. We're still pressing through the end of the year, all the credit reports and knocking everybody's stuff out. And that's why I was like, I don't mean to make this a rambling Sunday, but it's like we could talk about super credit, but there's so many things hitting that, there's so many things. But yeah. I put in the work now, Charles Ogilvy, so I can go be in New Orleans, New Year's Eve and act a fool. Drake Cap, 250,000 actually. Oh, excuse me. What's up, Wealth Builder Bryant? Hit the like button. It's 163 of y'all in here and only 54 likes. Y'all just don't like a sister. What's up, baby? Come on now. Don't do me like that. Michael Rourke, Ericka, I've been thinking about starting a real estate / construction firm for some time now. What would be your advice? Michael, you need to figure out your niche and who your people you're serving. Because even in a recession, you got all these, be careful, you got all these single ladies, you got these old couples, you got these single dudes who, like, he's a tech dude, he don't know how to fix nothing on his house, but he got money to pay you. Those people will still be in abundance during the recession. Trust and believe. If you got skills pay the bills. Now, you got to decide, are you a defense construction company or proactive? Proactive means you're knocking doors, you got your guys checking out neighborhoods, you're trying to see what things you can fix and handyman services. Defensive is like a little bit different, but I mean, same thing, rules apply. Bandit signs, Google ads, Angie's List, Home Advisor, any of those companies will do just fine. Tie up with the guy that's so busy he can't get all his stuff done. He'll throw smaller jobs to you, stuff like that. Okay, she said, I grew up in a small country town where my parents made combined income of 110,000. So class, I'm speaking of pedigree and connection wise, how can I move up? Again, you should be taking this time to, sorry to answer your question fully. If somebody told me they were a middle class kid and they're saying, Ericka, I want to move up in life or move up a class or move up, I would again go to United Way. I would go look on Eventbrite right now. I would find at least 5 times to 8 times a month I can volunteer, because here's what you're going to see when you see people volunteer. You're going to see the upper class people volunteering. You're going to see people who own charities, who dads own businesses in town for years and years and years. They started a nonprofit and they ain't even sweating, right? Or they have these, smaller charities that do events, right? Now, what am I talking about, these events? If you look up, I'm trying to think of a good one. Even if you Google North Carolina and you see some of the events that they do, where it'll be a pig picking or a crawfish broil or an event with the Chamber of Commerce, you'll see the same people putting on those events, same daughters of the town, same sons of the town. But I would recommend that. I'd also recommend if you can volunteer in the anything in the Chamber of Commerce or City Council. As you start going to those events, other doors will open up. So that's one way. If you're 18 or 19 years old, I do that. Now here's level up on 1,000, if you really want to be honest. And this is political, so just take a grain of salt. If there's somebody running for political office, go to their office, volunteer, be there night and day, wear the t-shirts, take ton of pictures on Instagram. I'm with Congressman whoever, connect with everybody in the room, go to all the functions. And now many people, this is what you're going to say, Ericka, I'm doing all that volunteering, I'm not getting paid. Ha ha ha. This is long term. I can tell you right now, when I volunteer with Carrie Edwards, John Edwards, before it became the Carrie Edwards campaign, they end up taking the top 10. What are the top 10? It was the kids from Duke. It was the kids from Clemson. It was the kids from the big schools. East Carolina wasn't a big school. So if you were coming along on your own dime. Here again is where class plays a point. If you're some kid who parents don't have money to give you maybe $2,000, maybe $1,000, because at the end of the day, a lot of these campaigns, make sure you have somewhere to stay, make sure you can stay in the hotel in these groups, make sure you work at the campaign office, make sure y'all fed pizza and different stuff. In order for you to be able to keep going with that group, you're going to need what? Some cash, or you're going to need a credit card or something to keep going with that group. And then when they start changing over to paid staff, you're some of the first people peak for paid staff. Does that make sense? I literally just gave you my friend's blueprint of her life. She just did the past 10 years. And it doesn't take long for you to become paid staff. Like if you're there solidly 30, 35, 45 days and the staff keeps saying, this girl is here every day and she's committed, they're like, okay, let's cut her a check of $2,000 or $3,000 a month and keep it moving. And now I've seen those same people go from that to political consultants, right? Let's even flip it on another 10,000. I've seen Black kids who go to CPAC every year for free. They go to CPAC, which you can look up what CPAC is. They go to all these political conventions, all these conferences all over the United States, and they're making $100,000 a year. That's very standard. Very standard. Like, I wish I could say a couple names, but I don't want to get in trouble. But it's very standard because that's what they do. Like right now, if I wanted to say, I'm tired of YouTube. I'm tired of all this stuff. I just want to go make 250,000 a year, being very conservative or something, right? I would literally go to every NRA event I could, every Republican conference, every da da da. And by the end of 6 months in that year, I would have so much clout within those circles. Probably within 3 months, I could go get paid stacks on stacks, stacks on stacks. I'm just telling you what I know people to exactly be doing. There's several YouTubers, they literally, hey, this is what I'm doing, girl. You want to come? I'm like, hell no, I ain't trying to come do that. I want to be my own woman. I want to do my own thing. But I am going probably to CPAC this year, though. Because my friend, I missed them. And so we're going to hang out while we're in DC. But that's how deep they're in that lifestyle, that they're going to all these events, going to all these events. And one kid, he was going to all these events, and then he came down to Fayetteville, ran someone's political campaign in Fayetteville, paid whole time where he lived, paid his rental car, paid. Then he was done there. Then he came out here to Texas, helped somebody in Dallas run, paid the whole time, paid, and he got the option to go to DC. And he said, you know what, I don't even want to do it anymore. Came down here to Austin, but because the same connections literally got, and the resume that's been continuous all these years, literally got an office job here for like 100,000, and they're not doing much. I'm just telling you, like, when I talk about class and I talk about moving up, I really am serious. I know people who um, literally that's what they did, step by step. I really could write a book on that. But anyway, thank you, Miss Smith, for the $1.99 super chat. What else y'all got in here? If that made sense, what I just explained to y'all about the political consultant thing, put a 1 in the comments. So I know, I was rambling, but I'm literally trying to say my friend's whole career without saying it. Okay. "20 cousins." Yeah, I'm telling you, man. A great way to get passive income. Stop. hmm You do. Apple Mac, that's very true. I've noticed some people who they were trying so hard to get away from their family and live this fancy life that they get there and they're like, I just want somebody to live it with, right? That kind of mentality. Rice and beans are all you need to complete a meal. I mean, cosmic wisdom, I didn't mean it in a harmful, mean way. I'm just saying, like, when I was there, I was like, there's so many steps that had to happen for you to be here. Like, I know this one girl, she used to eat red rice, red and rice. She was from Louisiana, but she would eat it all the time. Yeah, we'd be in North Carolina, like, girl, eat something else. But like for her, she was away at college, money was tight, so she go buy some sausage, she go buy some chicken thighs. We see her cut it up, and we be like, "What you making? Red beans and rice again? Damn, girl, how many times you gonna make that?" It just it stretches. It's a stretch meal, but you also have to make sure you're getting your greens in. So they they are prepper stations. I like watched too many prepper videos last week, and I was like, oh, I need more beans. I was like, stop watching them. Thank you, Nikki, on my own. I appreciate that. Thank you, Erica Nicole. Penny stock investor, man. Those penny stocks will get you. Not always, but sometimes. Is there a way to check realty sales and trends and forecast by zip code? Um, right now, if you wanted to plug in on data other than MLS, I would go honestly and find your local realtor board and see if you can jump in there, because it depends on what you're trying to do, right? Because if you're trying to, be careful. I'll say this. I'm on so many different email lists that email comes to me daily. Like the screenshots I showed y'all of like multiple house offers, that even came off Stessa, Stessa. That didn't even come off of a regular combination, right? You could also look up Yardi. Yardi puts together articles. Several of these real estate sites put together articles all the time showing you the data and tracking trends. So, I mean, it just depends on what you're trying to do. Realtor.com, Michael. Ericka, is it a good time to start a personal training business? Alyssa Reese, every day of the week is a good time to start a business. It depends on your clients. Like, I don't even know. Like, Todd Milley said at one time, he's like, you can't get no raise from work like that, or some kind of huge raise. You really can't. Now, let's just do basic minimum. For 2 days a week, on the low end, I pay my trainer $500. And if he had 10 clients, he'd have $5,000, right? I'm his low end client because I'm always traveling, so I'm not guaranteed to be here, but I still have to pay my money. So a higher end client for him would be $1,000 a month person. If he had 10 of those, he'd have $10,000 a month. Now, if you're a personal trainer, only thing you're really concerned with is what? Going to the gyms, having the membership to certain gyms so you can get in there and help walk the person through and whatnot. Most people you see out here trying to lowball and be like, oh, I work out with you for a whole month for $250. That's ridiculous. Never drop below the $500 to $2,000 mark, and you'll be fine. Now, what's something you could do to supplement your income? You could make a $25 cooking book or a couple series of ebooks if you want to put them all together. But I've actually seen dudes with cooking books, $25, ebooks, printouts. Now you sell 10 of those a month, that's $250. But if you can sell 100 of those a month, depending on your traffic sources, that's $2,500 to your budget. Look at some of these trainer channels. It's not that serious, right? Like, but as long as you businesses are made strong during lean times. If it's a lean time, and okay, Ericka, where I live and my car's paid off, all I need is solid $2-3 grand a month. You can make it. And that's also why this is why I'm always talking about credit, because the credit is just a stopgap or a leverage. It's your two things. I see guys right now who, when season slows down for their lawn care business, they don't care. They got credit and they got some savings. Not that you should be living off credit. Let's make that clear. But a lot of people do. So, why is it the worst December in stock market since 1931? Oh, that'd be a whole nother show, dude. I'm not even gonna lie to you. That'd be a whole nother show. What's the next question? I mean, I don't know if I want to go through it, but long story short, they're on the worst performance. Brandon Green, I think the recession already started. Brandon Green, 1990. Do you still think it's going to happen in 2020? Brandon Green, I've already said in 5 videos, it's already here. Like, thank you for the super chats. I really do. Seriously, thank you for the super chats. It already started. It already started. Sorry, Evan. I hope that answered your question. It already started. Like, let me put it to you this way. Like, if you haven't been following some of the posts I've been posting on Instagram, it's literally like right now. I told y'all about the thing of me going to Nashville in January. There's developers blowing up my email list. Hey, I got land lots for sale. No, I'm good. I don't want them. You sure you don't want them? I'm sure I don't want your land lots. Why would I want your land lots? If you don't see the value in building a property in your hot market of Nashville, that tells me what? The market's not that hot anymore. It's been peaking for a while. And the guy or girl who, let's just keep it 100, the guy or girl who's still buying $50,000 to $150,000 houses and renting them out, they'll be fine. It's when you start getting 200,000, 300,000, 400,000, 500,000, where the cash flow doesn't make sense. Because people don't make that much money. There's a couple in the apartment complex I'm in. The couple beside me is like, yeah, we're hoping in a couple months to get a 2-bedroom. And I looked at them. I'm like, what's the big deal? She's pregnant. I finally noticed the other day. I'm like, oh, she's pregnant. So they're smashed up in a tiny 1-bedroom with 2 dogs. Him, who was working part-time, he was a freelancer. That's the only reason we even talked in the hallway. He's like, hey, I saw one of your videos, and I was like, that's creepy. Don't be creepy. He's a freelancer, but because she's pregnant, he went out and got a full-time tech job over here. What building is this? Not Home Away, but one of these companies over here in this domain. And I can see his face. And he was like, he has a motorcycle and they have 2 paid off Honda CRVs. He's like, I'm like, are y'all going to get a new car for the baby? He's like, no, these cars are paid off. And I really want to tell him, at least could you fix the tire on one of them? It keeps going flat. What's going on? But again, we're already in it, but it's just hitting different market sectors. What are some of the market sectors? California, it's just softening. New York, different places, because there's only so many people who make $1 million a year. There's only so many people who make 100,000 a year. There's only so many people who make a certain amount of money. Same thing with Las Vegas. Las Vegas is starting to soften, and only because the Oakland Raiders, is that what it is? Oakland Raiders are coming, but it ain't Oakland Raiders coming. They're gonna build hundreds of thousands of jobs that are paying 100,000 a year. Again, what you'll see in real estate, it's not going to be this, oh my God, it's devastation. You're just going to see houses go a little bit back down towards anywhere from 125 for a house to 225. And when I say 125, I mean 125,000 to 225,000 is a sweet spot for a lot of people. Look all over Atlanta. All over Atlanta, you got these houses for 150,000 all around it. But this market for this luxury is going to be tight. Like right now, I told y'all I wanted to buy this condo downtown Austin, and it was $500,000, and it was actually was 500,000, 50. It was like 550. Yeah, it was 500,050. And I was like, hell no, that's stupid, Ericka. Just don't be calm yourself. And I've already looked back at that same condo that's still for sale. Now it's at 500,000 flat. And I bet you by the time they finish building this other building that's downtown, which will be done in July, that unit, if it's still for sale, will probably be somewhere towards 450,000. Like it'll lose a whole 100,000. And it's not because Austin isn't booming and people aren't moving here and Apple isn't coming here. It is just the market for that one bedroom on the Park Street downtown is not going for $500,000 no more. There's also a 2-bedroom down there too, but like smoking crack, no. Volunteer for Habitat for Humanity and learn value skills. Well, exactly. Listen, the biggest story I said in the video yesterday, I actually put a number by all the questions. I don't know if I'm gonna keep doing that. It's fun to do, but I'll see if I can do it today. Essentially around minute 34 in the last video, I told y'all when I volunteered for United Way as a teenager in college, I was sitting in this place for 4 hours volunteering with these 4 guys. Come to find out, all 4 of the white guys were the vice presidents of the local bank in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Every single one of them. And they were there with their kids volunteering. They're like, man, you seem like such a great girl. Going to East Carolina, what are you going to do? Who's your family? Blah, blah, blah. Girl, if you need a job, come on over to the bank. I'll help put you in this program. Blah, blah, blah. You can be a loan officer. And every day I tell people this story, and they're like, people who know them are like, oh, yeah, they're really nice guys. Like, and it's not even just a nice guy thing. It was a moment of class, opportunity, space. Would they have found me and offered me a job at anything I wanted to do in their bank off the street if they didn't see me volunteering with United Way at the event with my college shirt on? No. Okay. So, I mean, just trying to get you to see some of things are racial, but some things are also space and class. Like you're not in the same circles. You're not in the same space. Does that make sense? So again, volunteering can hack your way to a whole new life, being really honest. CPAC is where the big money influences. Anthony Brian Logan going to be at CPAC, and several other black YouTubers, Brandon Tatum, all these people, they're going to be at CPAC. I'm going to be careful. Okay, I see. Oh, somebody got. Okay, well, do what you got to do. Nylon Chambers of Commerce, yes. Have you read about opportunity zones? Yes. Wealth Bryant, we already did 2 shows on opportunity zones, and our friend Charm City Buyers has a link I've been sharing. Exactly. James Stokes, my friend, did what you just said in politics. He has a wonderful Rolodex of powerful names. Yeah. Okay, y'all got what I said? Okay, good. Uh-oh, somebody had to get rewarded with a timeout. Yep. I felt like somebody was making a joke there, so timeout for you too. Oh yeah, adult supervision. You do need fruits and veggies too, but most people eat apples and bananas. Like even stores recommend. That's why when you go to the grocery store, they have the biggest collection of oranges, apples, and bananas. The whole cuties fruit orange thing, like orange sales were down And they were like, how do we get those back up? They started marketing the cuties to kids, and cuties now go through the roof the past 5 years because Target moms and soccer moms are like, cuties, oranges, and they keep giving all these kids oranges. So those are the three biggest fruit, and pineapples. If you're on the West Coast, pineapples are big, but bananas, apples, most people only eat those things. I know it sounds crazy. You do need fruits and veggies, but I'm just saying if someone was about to go homeless and they go, we need to go to this food bank to get food because we don't have any food. Um, and like even Texas, I think they give you like $300 for food stamps. I've had some clients tell me how much they got. Okay, and I told them, listen, if you got $300, the bulk of your money you're going to spend, honey, is on chicken, seasoning for the chicken, rice, and veggies you can tolerate. What can you tolerate? What do you like? Do you just like a bunch of broccoli? Go get a bunch of frozen bags of broccoli, right? This was a conversation I had with two clients who were really struggling, like something bad had happened, and I was just giving them the blueprint for what they need to do for the next 90 days and like do this and then come back to me and see what happens. So we rock. Apparently y'all eat that all the time. She ate that mess all the time. Like we had a friend from Wisconsin who made soups all the time. We'd be like, girl, is it soup again? She's like, this is good. We'd be like, it's 80 degrees in the fall. 10 pounds of rice for $6.99. Okay, JJ the Buzz, you know what I'm saying? Like for real. I'm from Germany. What's up? I grew my own peppers, spinach, and tomatoes this past summer. It was the best veggies ever. Yeah, tomatoes, if you don't get heirloom tomatoes, they taste gross. Regular store tomatoes taste gross. Whenever you're in Nashville, when you come, I'd like to meet you and sign my book. No wonder, no worries, Perception Media. I'm gonna try to either do like a small meetup at a WeWork there in Nashville, the East Nashville one, because I think that building's beautiful, or something. We'll figure it out. Exactly. Rockville, Dina, Manhattan home prices have been declining all year. I told y'all, if you think about it, if you're a person who is not making that much money, or you're making money, New York money, like you're making New York money, but you cannot get in Manhattan, you need to go to Brooklyn, you need to go to a smaller place, you need to go to a cheaper place. That's all gentrification is. Is like they make money, but not enough. They make enough money to come to your neighborhood, buy that rundown house your grandpa sold them, and fix it up room by room. I mean, I've literally gone over people's houses where they live in one room, use one bathroom because they're fixing the whole house up. I've seen it. I did the Peace Corps and America Corps, huge career burst. Yes. I'm Googling it right now. Conservative Political Action Conference. Oh, yeah. And it's not just CPAC. I'm just saying CPAC as a conservative leaning thing. I could probably go through a list of liberal ones too, but the desire to have, let's be honest, the desire to have more brown kids, middle class kids, more Hispanic and more Asian kids come to conservative events is very high right now. So, just an example. Apple Mac. Ding, 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 ding. Apple Mac, what Erica's trying to teach you is you should volunteer because you will meet rich and influential people there in town because they are the ones with free time to volunteer. Every time I try to talk about volunteering to some people, they go, well, Erica, I work 50 hours a week and I got to do this and this on the weekends. And I'm like, success doesn't care what your time schedule looks like. It just doesn't. These are the things that help people be successful is community and relationships. And if you don't got the time, okay, well keep going back to work because you ain't gonna have no time. Exactly. Wealth Builder Brian. I volunteer with a veteran nonprofit organization here in Columbus, G area, and through volunteering I've met so many people in the city in high positions. T Wheel, if recession's coming, shouldn't we take our money out of the stock market? No, I don't tell people to do a run on the stock market. I tell them educate themselves if they can short or do other opportunities in the stock market. Because, you know, if you run when everybody else is run, you're just a herd. Like Warren Buffett says, if everybody else is running, if everybody else is fearful, if everybody's running into it, be fearful. If everybody else is fearful, then you be greedy because it's a couple ways he said it, but I'm trying to get it right. But essentially, you do opposite of what the crowd's doing. If everybody's trying to invest in Amazon, you do opposite what the crowd's doing. If everybody's trying to buy Amazon stocks and FANG stocks, you do opposite of what the crowd's doing. Charles Ogilvy talks about it when he came on here and on the Investment Wednesdays course. Invest in small companies that you can make that can grow. So, Ericka, are you coming to Columbus, Georgia? What? How close is Columbus, Georgia to Atlanta? Ericka, are you coming to Cali anytime soon? I should, but California, y'all be wildin'. There's a lot of big name YouTubers moved to Oakland recently, so I am going to try to make my way out there. Exactly, Apple Mac. So, I mean, listen, when Terry came on the show, Terry has been posting all week long. Terry made $6,000. She made $5,000. And in one day, she made $480. And I shared all of it on Instagram because people can still make money in the stock market. There are going to be people. Again, Tim, the reason I brought up that guy, the Legago, in the video he did with the Asian guy from Cincinnati, that guy made, what, from $27,000 to $3 million in stocks. But guess what he did all day and all night? Eat, sleep, trade, eat, sleep, trade, eat, sleep, trade. Like, that was his focus. And I think a lot of y'all think, hey, I'm going to set it and forget it, baby. And that's not going to happen. What should truckers invest in? There's a lot of truckers with rental properties and Airbnb properties. You chasing Andrew Jackson, you can literally invest in either buying another truck and leasing it out, or you could do the Hood Estate style program, or you could go get an Airbnb and have it managed by a company to make sure it keeps turning. Dana, I used to volunteer, serve on the board, galas, fundraisers, so much opportunity to go. Can I say this? Can I say this? Because I'm gonna wrap this video up. And I should have said it yesterday with the class video, which we'll keep talking about this so you guys understand, because what's going to happen is recession. A lot of you are going to go home and you're going to conserve. Come on, camera, act right. Hold on. There we go. You're going to conserve. You're going to ball up and you're not going to do much. And you're like, oh, the recession. And I can tell you right now, I've watched not one, not two, but 5. There's people in this office, white girls, come home, go volunteer like 4 or 5 days a week, and then go marry some wealthy dude in 6 months. And so like if you go to a town and you're saying, Ericka, I'm not making friends, I'm not making connections, I'm telling you what the blueprint is. And I'm going to start taking pictures all 2019. Y'all hold me accountable. I'm going to show y'all all the events I go to in Austin during the week. All the Urban League, all the Chamber of Commerce. I'm with the Asian Chamber of Commerce. Am I Asian? No. But I go to their events too, because who's there? Money's there. Okay? I'm trying to give it to y'all. I really am trying to like throw the meat to you. I'm like, if you move to a new city and you don't know anybody, but you have a decent job, the next 6 months, you need to be going to these events and you need to be meeting people and making, like, I call it the 5-person a week schedule. And it sounds crazy. And this isn't going on 5 dates a week. This is just, hey, what are you doing this week? Are we going to go, you want to go drink beers at this bar or this event, or you want to come with me to this event, and lay your week out so that you're hanging out with 1 or 2 people or 3 people a week. I've seen guys do it. I've seen guys make new guy friends just by going to the same events and going to, hey, you want to go to the hockey game here in Austin? And they do it a couple times a week. It happens, but you have to, I'm trying to give it to you. I'm trying to give you the blueprint. And 2019, I'm going to really try to I'm going to document as much as possible. I'm going to take a picture a week or 2 pictures a week so you're going to see the events I go to, see the happy hours and the events I go to, because then that way it'll be clear. It'll be clear. Because I keep trying to tell y'all, go on Eventbrite, fill out your schedule for the week, get you a calendar, fill your schedule out for the week, join the Chamber of Commerce. Right now, I can tell you right now, I'm with 2 Chamber of Commerce in Texas and the Young Professionals of Austin. T Green, 20 years old, had an associate's degree in accounting, and I'm stuck. Go see what company needs an accounting assistant. Because there's a lot of companies that have, they already got their accountant, but they need to train somebody to help take some of the workload off them. Go find all the companies in your town that need some type of accounting person. Go join the accounting association. Go look on Eventbrite. Go look at Google. Go look at the community college. See if there's an accountant association. I've actually went to a happy hour, and they're like, "Are you an accountant?" I'm like, "No, I just I came here with this girl. She's an accountant." They're like, "Oh, okay." Trust me, you need to go join the accountant association, and there's going to be somebody there. If you go to enough events, you dress nice, you go to the events, somebody's going to go, where are you working? Oh, I don't have a job. Oh, well, we have an opening over here. Come over here. It's put your LinkedIn up. Make sure you fix your stuff. Do have plans to come to Phoenix. I don't know. There's a shooting. There's a self-defense pistol course with survival fieldcraft. I might come shoot guns there. So then I might be in Phoenix. Yes. Thank you so much. The quote is, be greedy when they're fearful. Be fearful when they're greedy. Already did a video on that, Wealth Bryant. Go back and look at the video, Opportunity Zones. Rock and at 5. Thank you for the knowledge. Thank you for the knowledge. The class conversation really got me rethinking life. Thank you, J. Marie Booklets, $5 super chat. Thank you guys so much. You're the best. Ericka's dropping bars for real. I know this to be true about the different group meetings. I'm telling you. Investors adjust their portfolios to hedge their risks. Yes. 6 months for real. That's why when people sit here and say, ain't nobody out here getting married, ain't nobody out here doing this, and I'm like, I cannot wait to the 2026 census. I just cannot wait. It's going to be so joyous to rub that shit in people's face. Look at this 2020 census where all these people done jumped up and got married, and you sitting here in these silos listening to these dudes on the internet who have girlfriends tell you not to date women and not to seek a girlfriend and not go to these events and not spend money at happy hours. So what are you going to do all day? Be at your house by yourself all day? Come on, bro. Pay attention. This shit is these people out here making money and getting married and going on about their damn business and living a great life. Like, I can tell you right now, I know the reason I'm not invited to one of these group events. It's all married couples. It's literally like 12 married couples at a freaking snow resort in Utah. And it's a 14-bedroom house that has at least 2 or 3 hot tubs around it. So I said, no worries. I'm going to book this one over here, and I'll call up all the single people that we know that own businesses, and they can come hang out with me in Park City, Utah. So Judy Joseph, I did a lot of community service in college, met a lot of people, going to start volunteering soon. Yeah, and I'm not even telling y'all to drop your whole life and do what this girl did. This girl just moved back from, was she in Virginia? I think she was in Virginia. Like, she was from Texas, but she went to Virginia for school or something and realized, okay, well, I'm not staying in Virginia. So how is she going to make connections and connect with people? She's going to have to volunteer. What is the Hood Estate program? King Cole VA. The Hood Estate program, trucking program, is essentially they have a deal with certain trucking companies where that they own the truck. The truck is just a tool, but they have a 1099 driver. The driver drives, and they split 50-50. So they make about $1,000 to $1,300, $1,500 a week doing so. In this economy, a lot of drivers have bad credit, so they can't, not that they don't make money, they just have bad credit. They're not paying their bills on time, or somebody at home's not paying their bills on time. So a lot of them are open to that. Now, why would they be open to driving your truck and not owning their own truck? If you drive a company truck, and I'm exaggerating, I know somebody's going to get on me. I'm just using this as an example. Do not cuss me out. If a driver's driving a company truck, they make like 30 cents per mile or something, right? Just exaggeration. But if they drive their own truck, they'll make $1 to $2 per mile. This is an extreme exaggeration. Do not come after me, truckers. I don't want to hear it. So if their credit's bad, they can't get their own truck, they don't have the money to make down payment for the truck, they're not getting paid a ton of money, you come into them and saying, hey, you can drive my truck here. We'll have a contract where you split 50-50 each week. Now, not only did they just make more money driving your truck with the same amount of miles they've been driving all week, they only got a split, and it's not their truck. They're not responsible for the oil change. They're not responsible for cleaning it up. They're not responsible for washing it. So it's a really good deal, and it's a really great way for you to make money. And I'll put it in the links. Here we go. Because y'all can go check it out for yourself. But some people in our group have already purchased it together. Now, here is Opportunity Zones. First one here is Opportunity Zones. And that's actually, I think she gave us half off for the Classy Climber. So hit the link and you should see the half off, I think, for the Opportunity Zones. All right, here is the trucking course. Because I got to get her. And I hope you guys checked out that Other People's Money. They gave us a $500 course, half off, bro. The Other People's Money course. Definitely go check that out. It's been in the blog articles and everything I wrote. Okay. And this is the trucking course. I'm going to put it here. Just go check it out. And here's the thing. Even if you don't buy the $497 trucking course, go check out their $27 introductory, right? Their introductory one will give you an overview of how the trucking business, they run their particular trucking business. Because the first thing I hear from a lot of people is like, well, my uncle said so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. I don't care what your uncle said. I'm not asking about what your uncle said. I'm just telling you what other people who own 3 and 4 and 5 trucks are saying. So there's that. It's in the comment section. Traders, not investors, make money whether the market goes up or down. Fresh Dre said, get your bachelor's. I would agree. Miss Tammy, I woke up this morning and saw $25 release, so I bought another note in my lending club account. Congratulations. The government needs accountants. There you go. There you go. My cousin is a forensic accountant for feds. I'm new to Houston and a veteran. I'll definitely seek out these events. Man, Rainer Wells, you know how many veteran events they put on all over the city? Look up veteran events. Wedding industry is a billion-dollar industry. They pack out Las Vegas convention with hundreds of workshops. Yes, Saxy Mawson. That's why when people sit here and try to convince you nobody's getting married, nobody's doing this, it's fucking bunk, dude. Muchaletta Bride. And you guys can look this up. I'm saying it horribly, but this is how they say it. Muchaletta Bride. M-U-N, Aletta Bride. If anybody can find it, Google it real quick. You can find it. Essentially, all they do is specialize in Black and brown, which is Latino and Asian wedding providers, right? Wedding, like flowers and this and that, unique things, because you wouldn't think so. But if you think about the colors and the tones of Black and Latino people's faces, a lot of times the colors you're going to wait for your bridesmaids or your weddings are going to be different. You know, you're not going to use some particular colors. I don't want to go into that too deeply and people be offended, but like, I have friends who've gone to weddings and like all the bridesmaids were brown and one white girl. And she's like, this dress looks horrible on me. And I didn't think about it. So I looked at it and I'm like, oh, for your skin tone, it washes you out. Things you don't notice if you're not in the wedding industry. But if some of you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Exactly. ATL public schools always need volunteers. Yeah, there's different levels to it, Dana. Like some people want to volunteer on committees, and some people want to serve in school, and some people want to serve different ways. Yeah. Make sure you guys hit the like button. There's 180 of y'all up in here, and like 93 likes. We almost got it right. Next time you're in Georgia, come to Savannah. Usually I'm in Charleston, but you know, you can meet me halfway. What's up, alternative financial medicine? Man, Dr. Kenan Meadows, we got to get you back on the show, man. You always have the good stuff. Okay, so look, it's been long. We've been on here an hour and 17 minutes. You guys have been hilarious. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for supporting the show, the super chats. Again, if you're any of the credit repair clients, I'm sorry we didn't go too deeply on credit today, but essentially, as always, find yourself 3 to 6 positive accounts. I'm probably going to rename the title of this video because we didn't talk enough on credit. We talked a lot about class again. So, but yeah, I'm probably going to rename this one class and travel or something. Something different. But anyway, essentially always 3 to 6 positive lines of reporting credit. A lot of times the reason your credits aren't moving, even though things are getting deleted, is the fact that you don't have nothing new positive reporting. And most people have student loans and a car. So again, try to get the good stuff. Try to get the Capital One Business Spark or the Capital One regular. That's a really good one. Also, when it comes to Goodwill Letters, Goodwill Letters work only if you actually put in the work. Now, what do I mean? If I'm telling the mortgage company or any of the banks or credit cards, hey, this person's making good on-time payments, could you please waive some of the late payments? If you ain't making no payments on your student loans and no payments on your credit cards and no payments on your mortgage, the Goodwill Letters aren't going to have as much punch as if you are. And so sometimes on average, I'm working with some of y'all 5 to 6 months. And in that 5 to 6 month period, you should have 5 new on-time payments of whatever new accounts you decided on. Now, we talked about it before on here, but I'll just say it really quickly as we're going out the door. It's go to your bank, try to get one of the cards at your bank. If your bank says no, you can always do secured loan, secured credit card. Capital One is taking everybody and their mama. Target, which I'm not a big fan of, but Target does. I've seen people with credit of 615 get up in the door at Target. Okay. Yes, Navy Federal is a fan, but there's other credit unions that can work with you as well. So again, you're just trying to get 3 to 6 positive new credit accounts, kind of making your credit go up and up and up and up, because every time you're making those on-time payments, you're adding positive to your portfolio, your whole portfolio. So again, there's only so much you can do just deleting all the time. People love saying, I want all this stuff deleted. Eric Fuller, pull your credit report. That's how you do it. Anything else on here? But yeah, so that's just because, I keep trying to tell y'all this, but I don't think y'all really believe me. But people mostly get their credit up to 720, so then they can just apply for all business credit cards and business lines of credit, and they just don't touch the personal because the utilization will get out of whack. But I'm out of here for today. I can see from all the emails, my assistant did about 100 emails for y'all. So if you're a client, you ought to see a lot of emails from Consumer Financial Protection. It's dinging on the right side of my computer screen. Yay! So she did good work today. Anyway. Apple Mac, it depends. Sometimes it'll knock you down 1 to 2 points, if that. New inquiries, sometimes it only hits you 1 point or 2 points. That's why Apple Mac, at the beginning of any credit repair, you would want to apply for those 3 to 6 cards right then and there, all in the same day. Now, a lot of you, what you've been seeing on the internet is like, well, Ericka, this guy or girl applied for 15 credit cards all in one day. That's because at some point it overwhelms the bureaus, and some of those inquiries won't even show up, but they're doing it all in one day. And they're starting off at like 750, 780 credit score. So by the time they've done it and kept applying, by the time the end of their day, their score will probably be back down by 620, 610 at lowest. But that's because it's like new account plus inquiry, right? So if they're getting approved for a new account plus inquiry, so it's like they're getting a 2 for hit. Not always, but if they make on-time payments on at least 5 of the 15 credit cards for the next 3 months, their scores will be back up at 800. I mean, it fluctuates like that all the time. It's not a big deal. Okay, so look, I'm out. It's getting dark outside. It's time to roll on. Thank you guys so much for watching the channel. Thank you for participating in what makes Classic Climb Show great. Anyways, if you see any of the links for trucking or the opportunity zones for the people that kept asking, there you go. If you need to talk to me, you already know where you can get consults or credit repair in the comment section right now. It'll also be under the channel. And don't be afraid to learn. Don't be afraid to ask questions on here. Don't be afraid to learn, because here's the thing. At the end of the day, like when I hit my head on the ceiling of something, I go do more education, right? What is more education? For me, it's been Vid Summit. For me, it's been, I even took one of Ty Lopez's courses. As much crap as I talk about him, I took one of his courses just to see if I was missing something. So again, cash is cream, but credit is queen, and she runs everything. Facts on facts. So look, you guys have been awesome. I definitely look forward to speaking to y'all next week. Probably gonna take the next 2 days off. Who knows? I might pre-record something and let it drop. So anyways, you guys, this is Ericka from Classic Climb Blog. Later, you guys. And honestly, let's keep it 100. If you want to work with me or you want to collab with me, pick up a consult, get on the phone with me. That's how you show me you're serious. Okay, so anyway, everybody, this is Ericka from the Classic Climb Blog. If you don't know who I am, author of Smartphone Millionaire book, you can grab it on Amazon or online at any of the links below in the description. You guys have a great day.